Alright guys, we're back again, and this time I feel like I should show you guys this shop a little bit. Now you'll have to excuse me, it's a little bit dirty on one side. I haven't finished quite cleaning up everything, but we'll take a walk around the shop, even though it's kind of small. I think you guys might get a kick out of it, so we'll do a quick shop tour and finish up maybe with some things I know, talk about paintball at the shop. Alright. So over here, this is my workbench, and it's a mess right now. Back there is the pile of guns that don't work, or I don't like how they work right now. We got a couple of thumpers back there, a couple of ACP bodies, an old Spider, Sterling body. I actually bought that gun and immediately took it apart, and it's sit over there ever since. Never shot a shot through it, but one day I'll make it work. Right, this is the little assembly station. Whoop. Put this back away. This is the little assembly station for the pneumatic assist kits, so springs, poppets, things like that. The big vise here in the middle is what I stick the camera on when I'm talking to you guys. So let's go over here to the paintball stuff here. So you got the hoppers up at the top. You got they're kind of organized into what kind of hoppers they are. So revolutions on the right, unpowered hoppers on the left. Got a couple of rotors over there on top of the screw collection. Some halos, some old halos with most of them. I think they all work, but I don't use them very often. So some old guns on here's some of the guns here. Nova 700, that's the classic, but it's not working right now. I might have to get into fixing that. Hammer 7, real fun to play with, but don't use it too often. I tried to be in MagFed. You can see that the dam in the back there, and I tried to get into MagFed. I'm not into MagFed. I've been playing for 20 years, and I really like my hoppers, and I really like my pods and stuff that I have. So just not into it, but if you are, that's great. And here is some more guns. One of these days I have to reorganize all this stuff here, but yeah, a couple of nerves. I got rid of a couple of nerves. I was up to 6 at one point. I'm down to 4 now. But you know, I kept my original one. This is my original one. So, and it's basically stock. Never really saw a need to upgrade them. You know, in a couple of projects and stuff. I got almost all my masks. I'm missing one right now. All my masks are hung up there. Barrel covers, inserts. These are actually, I got these organized into different packets. I have like 3 of these cases, and these are the large bore and medium bore kits. I only bring the small kits with me. Semi-automatics, mechanical, pumps, and a couple of broken electrodes. And I gotta put that again. It's a mess, but get at it. Barrel drawer, lots and lots of barrels for various things, but never the one I quite want. So it keeps growing. Let's see. Let's walk over here. Fill station. This is just compressed nitrogen cylinder that I get from welding supply store, and I just got a direct link, and I can put a tank on here and fill it up, and then just purge it by, you know, loosening that valve there. This is my rolling cart of various things that didn't fit other places. So this is my hand tapper. This is probably one of my most underrated pieces of machinery equipment. This is something that you never thought you needed until you had one, and then you wonder why you never had one before. So basically this just, I can put a piece of something under there and put a tap in the tap holder. Oops. And then tap it and it's straight, and I can do a bunch of them like that real easy. I have an adapter here that I can also use a drill, so that it's a powered hand tapper. An old Rockwell drill press here. This is, I think, 40s vintage, 40s or 50s vintage, and it still drills a good hole, so I keep it around. Just a little press here. The one thing that I modified with this is I drilled the pressing face out so that I can put special tools in there. So like when I'm making valves or something, I have this tool where I can put the valve stem up into the face of the press, and then press it into the valve body, and then just pull it, and it'll stay straight. So that's a neat little thing. This is what we call the beauty wheel. This is you can basically just take any old piece of aluminum or steel or whatever, and this is basically like a Scotch-Brite wheel, and just kind of deburrs everything and makes the edges nice and flat and a uniform finish. It's great. Let's see. This is the height gauge for whenever I'm measuring anything that needs to lay flat, and then I want to measure the height of it. This here is actually a piece of ceramic that we make down at McDaniel. This was a scrap piece because there was some voids in the surface, and so they scrapped it out. So I took it home and turned it into a this is kind of like my little miniature granite table. The stock rack over here, I tried to do something cool with a color code chart and make everything, which I still use it, but most of the stuff I buy is aluminum, so I don't have to worry about it. And it's quite a mess, but that's the stock shelf. So this is some of the things that I made. These are tumblers that I made during my last break, and these things are invaluable. Once I made them, I got some stuff over here. Like these are little stones. When you throw the parts in, let's see if I got a screwdriver or something over here. So these are little stone type things that you throw your parts in with these, and then stick it on the tumbler, and it spins this drum, which is just a paint can, and it comes out and deburrs all the parts and makes them look nice and uniform. That was another one of the underrated things that I have that I made for the shop. Again, I used to just deburr things by hand, and it was no big deal. But once I got that, I wondered why I deburred anything by hand ever. It's just so much easier and so much faster. So I put that back on the shelf. This is just a little workbench of whatever I need it to be. A little bit of network connections up here, and here's the lathe. It's a 13 by 40 lathe. It's pretty standard kind of industrial lathe, and I got a a DRO on there, which is really nice, so that you can just kind of zero all your tools and make things rather quickly. You've seen me do stuff like that before. All my tools set up there. There was just a little wall space here. I just put a pegboard on it. It holds my thread inspectors, or my checkers, to see what kind of threads I have, and batteries for micrometers and calipers and such, and a couple of grinding wheels. This actually came from a car. I used to have a Saturn Ion, and I crashed it, and the only thing that was worth keeping out of it was the stereo. So I got this stereo, and I got it running off of a 12-volt battery and a 12-volt charger on here, so it still runs just like it's in the car. But yeah, it also has XM radio. That was the reason I kept it, basically. This is my drill cabinet. So these are like all my fractional drills, number drills, letter drills, and miscellaneous ones, metric drills, silver and deeming bits, like hole enlargers and stuff like that. So 5C collet set that I bought for this guy here. So that's what I use if I need 5C collets to set up in the mill. I use this to set them up, and hopefully in the future, when I get a CNC lathe, I will be able to use these on that also. Here's vices and my rotary table, and my box of tools to be resharpened down in there. Yeah, I don't have the mill on right now, but this is a Novacon NM145 that has been modified quite a bit. New button on here, and I also took off the old motor that was about 1 horse and put a 2 horsepower industrial motor on the top here. So it's modified quite a bit. So I also it's manually speed controlled. It's been quite a bit of work, but it was a good learning experience. I learned a lot about how CNCs work and what makes a good one and stuff like that. So this is my little end mill milling area here. So for the most part, you see me use end mill holders, but I use ER32 collet holders. Let's see, I'll turn on the lights, maybe you can see better. ER32 collet holders from Mari Tool, and those are quite nice because I don't have to re-zero my Z-axis every time. Yeah, these are all end mills in here. And these are just miscellaneous. These are more like Chinese end mills, resharpened end mills. If I just need to do something quick and dirty, I'll use these end mills. When I'm doing my production stuff, I use these end mills. So the motorcycle you see over there, that's not mine. That's actually my dad's, and that'll probably be the future location of that CNC lathe I was talking about. But yeah, that's pretty much it. We'll go by the door here and kind of give you an overview. So you see my fishing stuff up there. I don't do a lot of fishing anymore. I got most of my time is spent down here, but I got them if I need them. So here we go. That's all. You walk in the door, and that's basically everything. I tried to set everything up in kind of a lean manufacturing cell type arrangement, so you can kind of see that my mill and my lathe are in a cell right next to each other, so I can operate both of them at the same time. And the one common tool that's used between the drill the mill and the lathe is the drills. So the drills are halfway in between so that you can get back and forth, and with the minimum amount of work and steps. And the same idea was, I was trying to use the same idea over in the assembly area, but as you can see, it gets a little bit cluttered over there because every time I get a new product, it needs to be reconfigured so that that product can be made better. So it's not ideal over there, but it's getting there. It's something that needs to constantly work on keeping clean, and actually today I just cleaned everything up, so that's why everything looks as clean as it does. Normally there's a pile of stuff everywhere. Not proud of it, but it happens. You're making a lot of parts build up. So yeah, that's the shop tour, guys, and hope you liked it, and hope you subscribe and maybe even like the video if you actually like it. Alright, I'll see you later.